Good evening, and welcome to the Travis Podcast, episode 24.
Whoop, whoop.
We took a week off. I don't know if anyone noticed. We actually weren't on last week. The holiday, and plus we were just kind of burning out a little bit. Not from the podcast necessarily, but just like work, life, schedules, stuff like that. So just kind of ran together. So we took a week off.
Yep, we got
But we're back.
Well, it's summer now, so we actually have like so many plans, and it's like you work 7 days a week.
Yeah.
I'm back in school, so I'm doing my online classes again. And then just between that and like our social lives, between making plans with my friends and then your friends, and
yeah, it's pretty impossible.
yeah, it's like
yeah,
it's already been almost 3 weeks, pretty much, hasn't it? Or has it been almost
Since
2 weeks
for
since
this?
we've...
I posted 2 Sundays ago, so
Yeah.
it's been like a week, and then
Today's
we're
Monday.
recording now. So yeah.
But there wasn't a whole lot going on, really, and like I said, we kind of just needed to... We don't want this to feel like work.
Right. Yeah, we're trying to stay upbeat,
Yeah.
positive, and not just have it be like a grind where we just come up with nonsense every week and just cause.
Have a
So-
new business venture now.
Yeah, so tell everybody what you're doing.
So I'm like even more busy, which is not super, super bad. But I decided to start selling Color Street. So I'm an independent Color Street stylist. We also have Chase for the night. So if you hear a dog barking,
That's why.
yeah. So the Color Street nails there. I love them so much, and I wear them all the time and buy them all the time. So I figured, why not?
Yeah. Like I said, turn into something that you can make money on and also help people out that
'cause
want
I get
it. So.
money, I get like sales on, I get like earn commissions on the stuff I buy for myself, and then I can choose to like resell it if I want, or just use it for myself, So I figured
Right.
even if it doesn't pay
It's
off,
products
I'm
you're
not
gonna
trying
use.
to make it my primary source of income, but I just feel like it's fun and I like the product, and why not?
It's pretty efficient to use also, right? Like as far as like going compared to going to the
Oh
salon.
yeah, so like
what's
it's
the
way
differences?
cheaper. So
Yeah.
to buy a pack of the nails, which is 16 strips, so if you do it right, and you don't have like super long nails, you can get 2 pedicures and 2 manicures out of 1 pack of nails. And they do sell specific like pedicure ones.
Right.
You can use those on your fingers or your feet. Same with the regular ones. It's like $11 for solids, $12 for designs, $13 for glitter, and then $14 for the French manicure, because the French manicure is like 2 pieces.
Right.
It's like
It's
tip
like
and
tips,
then you put over it.
Mhm.
But I mean, even at $14, like if you were to buy a bottle of nail polish, I mean, nail polish is, $9-10, but
Right.
it'll last you however long. But then it's a pain in the ass because you have to wait for it to dry. You got to put 2 or 3 coats.
Yeah.
Then it's like every time, no matter what. Like I like doing nails. I bought the dip kit. I bought the gel kit. I've got all sorts of nail. Like I do everything. Okay, I could do little designs. Like I enjoy doing nails.
Right.
And I like these because I could get like designs and glitter and ombre, and I don't have to like do anything but literally peel a strip and stick it on.
Right. Yeah.
And my last ones that I took off today, so like I actually took them off, and they were on for 11 days. So I could have stretched it out more if I wanted to, but like I wanted to put new ones on.
Right, new ones on.
Yeah.
No, so that's
and
good.
I
So
wanted
it's
to do like a tutorial for everybody.
yeah, which is awesome. And that's on your page, right?
Yes.
So if people want to see it, it's on your page.
I posted on my personal page a lot because it's new and I want people to know I'm doing this. But I also have a private VIP page. So when I get more people like that are interested in the VIP page, I'll just mainly be posting to that.
Right.
I don't want to like
once you get a following and stuff.
Yeah, but I only have like 30 members, and I don't want to just invite random people to it because maybe they don't want to use it. You know what I mean? But then now I'm getting people that are like, "Oh, I love Color Street," so I'm inviting them to my group.
Right.
So they can see.
Good.
And there's like other people that sell it too, but I figured like you can sell between stylists. Like if I signed up under like my cousin Stacy, so if she's looking for a specific color and I have it, she'll buy it for me and then you know what I mean?
Right. So you can like
we can
intercompany
swap or
type of stuff.
something.
Right.
Yeah. So there's like all sorts of things, and like I said, just buying it for myself, I'll earn commission on it, so it's worth it. And actually, I was like a little, because I'm like, oh, what if nobody buys it? Like I was like, how much do you have to sell, to be active?
To make it right.
Well,
in the group.
Yeah, I literally got my kit today, so most of my orders were placed today. I had 2 orders prior to today, and I got more orders today. I'm almost at 300, which is like your goal.
Wow.
And you only have to hit that once in a 6-month period.
Yeah, you did it in one day,
So
so it's
good.
pretty huge. Yeah,
Yeah.
As I said, that's good return,
Yeah,
already.
good,
So, yeah.
Hopefully, And then, you know what it is, too? It's, like, it's not super expensive. So if somebody wants to just be like, oh, I'll try it, like, they could spend $11 or $10.
Right, it's
you know,
not, it's a huge
like,
investment. Yeah.
You know, it's whatever. But, also,
well, how much is it when you get your nails done? Like, normally? Is it like $30 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying.
If you want, like, a gel or whatever.
Last time
like,
I got my nails done.
Even, like, a regular polish, I think, is, I don't know, more than probably $14.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
Like 14 or 15 for just, like, a manicure.
Right, just, like, clean up.
But if they're using regular nail polish, it chips in, like, 2 seconds. Even if they do it themselves. Like, even, like, I like the dip, but I can't do it because it makes my nails too thick, and I can't, like, function
do other stuff, yeah. Because you're always taking phones apart and whatnot.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it can be invasive.
The regular gel, I mean, I don't want to spend $35 for it to peel and chip. Like, if this does it after a week or two, I don't care.
Right.
Because it wasn't that.
Well, it's like 2 for 1. If it's like $12, whatever, then you can get 2 for the price of 1.
Well, then a lot of times,
you know, time
like,
going.
With the Color Street, like, this is just one nail, like, thing. But you could put multiples. Like, you could layer them.
You can double layer and stuff.
Yeah. So, what I found, too, is if you double layer them, like, not just the solid colors, but, like, I'll do, like, a solid color, and then I'll do, like, an overlay.
Right.
You know, like the ones I just had on with the little palm trees. That was like 2 strips.
Right.
But it lasts longer, because it's almost like,
right,
you know,
like
they do
double,
sell, like, Clear as Day, it's called, which are just clear nail strips that you could put over.
Nice.
And they, like, prolong it. Or you can, if you really want, you can paint regular nail polish over it. This is regular nail polish. It's not fake. It's not. It is real. Like, when I do it, it smells like nail polish.
Right.
It's because it is.
Right.
You know, you just take it off with nail polish remover.
Yeah, but like I said, it's way more, you know,
and I figure
cost-effective
too, it's like,
and time saver. I
mean, I'm in sales for a living. And I just feel like, I mean, I know my products, like, I'm interested in cell phones, I guess, or whatever, so it's kind of easy to, like, talk about, but, you know, I didn't want to sell, like, any other thing. Like, I'm not really into, like, the Pampered Chef stuff or the Norwest stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people do Pampered Chef.
I'll buy some of it, but I'm not, like, so excited about it that I'm going to, like, push it. Like, I love Color Street. I think it's a great product.
Yeah, so there you go. It helps, too, to sell once you believe it, too.
And sometimes people are like, oh, well, like, it peeled a little bit. I'm like, well, yeah, it's going to peel. It's nail polish. You put freaking... I can't even get... I paint my regular nails, and 10 seconds later, they're all smudged. I go to bed or something, and it was 3 hours later. You know what I mean?
Right, it's the same thing, yeah.
I shouldn't say 10 seconds later. It's like you literally paint your nails, and like 2 hours later, you're smudging them because they're not fully dry yet.
Right. Yeah, and you're still doing stuff. So.
Yeah, this is like I literally it took me 5 minutes to do this. Okay, and then that's it. I'm done. I could just do whatever I want. I can go get dressed. I could go take a shower. I could whatever. Right.
So yeah, can you like go about your daily life, and it's like over. Yeah. So that seems like a pretty interesting, you know, investment that you did.
I don't want to get too much into this.
Whatever you want to do. It's not like anyone else is paying for this, so.
What's our next topic?
Next topic, so 4th of July recap. Just want to say, you know, happy Independence Day also. I know we didn't see you guys for 4th of July, but we want to say, you know, thanks, and, you know, to everybody who was in 1776. You know, it was a big time for us against the British people, so got our freedom and whatnot. Independence is huge, so, you know, that's why we're here every day.
Right.
But what did we do for 4th of July?
We both worked. Yeah. And then after that, we went to a party.
We did. Friend's house.
Yep. It was fun.
And we left just in the nick of time.
Yeah, I got like lit, man.
Yeah.
I got lit like a firework up in there.
It was a lot of fun, though. Like I said he put on a good show, and, you know, he did a lot of games and events, so
lit a lot
it was pretty busy. Have you?
Yeah.
Or where have I been?
Like, just like this whole quarantine thing. Like, I've just been getting, like, normally I'm not the one that gets drunk because I have to drive you home all the time.
Right.
But we've been doing, like, more things at home or like
we haven't really been hammering here though, I don't think.
No,
that I can remember.
I mean, just as like I don't normally drink that much because I worry about you.
Right.
Just,
No,
you
that's
could
sweet. Yeah. Well, I appreciate your service, I guess.
I'm getting litty. No.
Next, totally off topic. We got this weekend, actually, Saturday, is the Masvidal Halloway Aldo MMA title fights. So there's basically 3 main cards. They're all title fights, so that's going to be awesome. I can't wait because I've been waiting to see Masvidal fight again. Yeah. I don't really like him, but I like to watch him fight and, you know, go against other people. So to me, he's a good competitor, so that's what I like about him. Next, we have what I've been watching on Netflix. I've been watching the show Alone, which is basically there's 10.
You started it last night, right?
Yeah, but I'm 6 episodes in already.
You watched 4 last night.
Yeah, I got problems. Okay. But no, it's interesting because it's basically survivalists going out to the North Pole, essentially like the Arctic.
No, they're in Alaska.
Oh, whatever. It's like up there.
Wait. They're in Canada.
Yeah, but it's like up in like
They're in the
the
middle of nowhere in
Arctic.
Canada.
Yeah, they're like up there. So, but basically, like they're 10 survivalists, and they get $500,000 if they don't quit, basically, or if
Whoever's
they get hurt.
the last man standing.
Yeah, whoever the last person standing is, and right now they're like 30 something days in, and there's only like 7 left or something. But that's still a lot of people, really, for being like 30 days into it. But granted, they're survivalists, I guess. But they're only allowed to bring in. So the premise is they can only bring 10 things with them. And they can bring like 1 photo if they want, but like some people like choose to bring a bow with them and others don't. So there's like tactics and strategy behind it too. And you're basically just living out in the wilderness. Like you have to stay warm, you have to build a hut, you have to survive, fishing, how you want to trap or whatever you want to do. Which I'm not doing any of this stuff because I'm a sissy. I don't know. But it's interesting to watch them like go about their daily lives though. Like you're just out there in the wilderness by yourself. And you run into like animals and like predators and all this stuff, and you're also trying to stay alive. So like you're living on berries. Some people like went like 12 or 14 days without like either catching something or fishing and catching anything. So it's kind of just interesting to watch though.
Like any protein.
Yeah, like a lot of them are getting like lightheaded and stuff. The one guy like broke his leg on like day 4, and that was like it for him. Yeah. The other guy was doing like fine, and he got like 30 something days in, but he has a family at home, and his wife is I think she's paralyzed or something. Or had rheumatoid arthritis or something. Anyhow. Oh, yeah. But so he was like 30 something days in and he was doing really well. And then he just got like bored. He's like, I've been fishing every day. He's like, I've been doing my schedule, my routine. But he's like, I just don't really have the drive to be here anymore. He's like, I miss my kids. I miss my daughter's birthday to be here. Things like that. So check that out. It's Alone. It's on Netflix. It's out now. So I don't know if you're into that type of stuff, but it's definitely interesting to watch just like other people go about different things.
I wasn't really like paying attention to it much because you were watching it while I was doing my homework, but I was catching some of it. So I mean, it was interesting. Like it was cool, but it was funny because I'd like look up and I'd be like, oh, like they started with 10 people, and just like 4 episodes in, they're down to 7.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my god, I'm like they're only on day 19. I'm like, I thought it was like months.
Right.
Like, at one point, the one person was like, oh, it's gonna be a long year, and I'm like, how long are they out here for?
Right.
You were like, well, until like the last man standing. But then I'm like, Jesus. But I'm sure there'll be like, a few like people that are gonna like really like die hard, like Well, like all these people are like survivalists. They're not just like people like me and you.
Yeah. And there's a lot to it. Like the one guy got like dysentery basically. Like he ate a muskrat and just got like super sick. So he ended up like quitting because of that. The other guy actually got sick eating like salmon eggs. Or not, maybe it wasn't salmon, but it was fish eggs anyway. Yeah. And he wasn't sure how long the fish was there, so somehow they got like, I don't know the word, but they got like infected or whatever. It was like poisonous basically. So he ate them, and then he felt sick for like the whole night. And then he's like, if I don't feel better in a couple hours, I'm probably gonna like call it quits. But then he recovered and actually stayed, and he's still there now. Yeah. So it's like they go through like a lot of traumatic stuff though, and like you're just alone out there, like with predators like around all the time. Yeah. So it's like it's a lot to take in, a lot of mental struggle too, like with boredom and like 24 hours a day you're just by yourself in the wilderness. So your mind can get to you sometimes.
Like separated, so they have to build their own shelter.
Yeah, like fires every night. Like the one
it's
girl,
cold. It's like 20 degrees. It's like winter.
Like the one girl like stabbed herself. She like had her arrow go into her leg. So like there's like little stuff medically too. So it's just an interesting show.
They get like
though,
a first aid kit, but I mean it's not like if you get like a wound infected, it's like basically you gotta go home.
Right. Yeah. So it's pretty crazy. But so that's what I've been watching. Yeah. What's next? Oh, Hamilton the musical. We gotta watch that still. I haven't seen it yet. So I started to watch a little bit of it, but Riss wanted to watch it, and I got in trouble for that.
Because he's not even
rightfully
interested,
so.
Because he's not even interested in Hamilton. Didn't even know what it was or like that it was even on Disney Plus. Then all of a sudden, he's freaking got it on, and I'm like,
yeah.
I see it on Instagram the next.
She saw it on my story. Yeah,
see
the relationship struggle of the internet.
I almost lost it because I had like a rough day the day before. And then I see that.
That was almost the relationship ender right there.
I literally was like laying in bed next to you, and I saw that, and I wanted to like strangle you and murder you.
Yeah, physically hurt. So, see.
Because I see it as like you're doing it on purpose.
Right.
Like,
in reality, I wasn't. I just saw. I was like, I just want to see if it's like the first couple minutes if it's any good.
Nobody could have a bad day except Travis Bennett.
Right. Exactly. Just kidding. I was supportive, I thought, but you were supportive of me.
Move on. I want to bring up this wound. You're opening the wound.
Fine. We'll skip on past. This other just funny side note here. I just love like fake corporate social responsibility. It's kind of hilarious to me. So the other day I was going to go golf, and I was like, I want some smokes because sometimes I have a cigar while I'm golfing. Whatever, just what I do. So I was like, I'll go hit Smoker's Choice up. So I didn't actually go, but I just went on their website to see like what they had and whatever. But on the bottom, you can actually quit smoking. There's like a section about quitting smoking at Smoker's Choice, which to me is like, I just don't understand. Like, I get it. It's just like fake though. So like, I don't like fakeness, and like the corporate sometimes like.
I mean, I think they just have to do that like legally.
Yeah, probably.
To be like, these could kill you. You shouldn't be doing it.
But it's just dumb. Like, that's the whole point, is to buy stuff there that you smoke. That's the whole objective. I don't know. I just don't get it. But yeah, it was just kind of funny to me that like I saw that in their thing. But yeah, probably. It's probably, like I said, a legal thing.
They're probably get a fine or get like taxed even more than they already are.
But we wanted to shout out to Brink Construction out of Frankfurt for our yard. We had some yard work done, and they did a great job.
Yeah, Brink Construction. Once they came, because they had like, they were a little backed up with like they couldn't work because of COVID, and then when they but they told me like probably mid to end of June, and they were right on time for what they said.
Right.
Showed up. They were here, I think, like 5 days total, but some of the days they weren't here like the whole entire day because they just had to do like little things. But yeah, they basically poured a concrete patio for me and did some excavating in the backyard. They put grass seed down. They put a new little pad for where my new shed's going to be. They took out some landscaping. They filled in the pond. They did a lot of work. They did a good job. Clean, efficient, Yeah,
we're just starting to get our lawn back.
Yep,
so that's
the lawn's
nice.
going pretty good.
So we're trying to grow it so that way I can cut it and then complain the whole time. So that'd be awesome.
I cut the lawn more than he does.
Vicious circles. That's actually true. Because I'm never here.
Yeah.
So I'm just always at work.
Yep.
Next here. Oh, so I had a funny encounter with a gentleman the other day at work.
Okay.
And he was an older guy. He lived in Florida. He was up here getting his car fixed or some shit. Ran into him in service. And he was like 60-something. He like battled cancer, was like a survivor. And this is all like in like 3 minutes. I met this guy and got all this information because we were like waiting to talk to one of our service reps.
Some people just open right up.
Yeah, so he's like, yeah, I'm up from Florida, blah, blah, blah. I'm here to get my car fixed. I was like, oh, yeah, like we were talking about Florida, like going to Orlando, stuff like that. And he survived, like I said, cancer, but he was like, oh, they say it's the golden years, blah, blah, blah. It's a bunch of bullshit. He's like, you're in the golden years right now, sonny. Like, take it in while you can, all this stuff. So there you go. Just a little bit of helpful advice from an older gentleman that we're in the golden years right now and we're working ourselves to death. So that's exciting.
Yeah. That's all life's about.
Yeah. But I just thought it was good information, though. So like I said, in our youth here, try to take it in. Luckily, like 4th of July, stuff like that comes up. Try to enjoy it, get with people that you love and care about,
Well, speaking of that, it makes me think, it's kind of funny that you said, like, you whatever. So my dad recently had some, like, health issues, nothing major, but he had, like, went in for a routine procedure and then ended up with a freaking bladder infection and, like, keeled over, like, thought he was going to die, okay? You know this. I'm not telling you, I'm telling them.
Right, yeah, I know.
But today he's like, oh, I should have never even went there. He's like, it's like getting your car fixed. He goes, you're bringing it in for one thing, and then the next week you got to bring it in for 3 more.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it goes. They keep you on the loop,
and I'm like, yep, pretty much. Like, went in for a simple routine procedure, ends up with 3 pills and
all sorts of shit going wrong. Yeah. If you don't have problems, you will once you leave the hospital.
No.
Pretty much. What else we got? Oh, Vince Carter retires after 22 years and 4 decades of basketball. Wow. Which I think is super impressive, and he was always the highlight reel dunker in the 90s. He actually dunked over a guy in the Olympics in 2000. They called it the dunk of the century, just because like no one's jumping over a 7-foot guy except Vince Carter. So that was, just one of them impressive things. And then he made it for 22 years in the NBA. I mean, even like Kobe and those guys only got to like 20. So just to like be that efficient, like especially once you're like in the gym jumping, dunking and all this stuff, and then to transition through your career to just become a shooter, basically your pick and roll type of guy. And he did it for, consistently 15, 20 years. So like I said, that's shout out to him. Just a huge, awesome impact in the NBA. He had a great career. So another thing, speaking of careers, Jim Carrey has a book that's coming out tomorrow. Well, for those who don't see it on time, it's July the 7th. It's called Memoirs and Misinformation. It's Jim Carrey's fictional version of his life. So basically he has like, he mentions certain people, but they're all like fictional characters. Like Tom Cruise is like Jack Laser Johnson or something. He made up some like fake name for all these like characters that he actually knows. Yeah. So he said it's loosely based on his life, but he used comedy and like fictional characters just kind of like exaggerate the whole storyline just because he's Jim Carrey. So I want to get that book though to read it because he was basically like the most comedic person I know in the 90s. Like I grew up like The Mask, Liar, Liar. Ace Venturas were great when I was a kid. So like he used to get me laughing. So I'm definitely interested in the book though. I got to get that. Speaking of movies, we actually watched Dallas Buyers Club, which is a movie about Ron Woodroof, who basically suffered from AIDS and passed away in the 90s, right? I had some of the facts, but not all of them.
When he died.
But basically, he made a huge impact in the community, though. I guess like while he was struggling through it, he like basically fought like lawyers and stuff, and went to court to represent people who suffered from the disease, HIV. So it's just a really good movie, and it actually won what was the Oscar for makeup?
It won 3 Oscars.
It's Oscar.
Yeah,
okay.
It won 3 Oscars. Matthew McConaughey won an Oscar
Best Actor
for Best Actor. Jared Leto for Supporting Actor, and then they won Best Hair and Makeup or whatever.
Right.
And then I found out that the budget for the movie was so low that they had like a $500 budget for makeup.
Yeah.
And the makeup $500, not like
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, total for the whole everybody,
the whole
cast
movie,
and crew. Yeah.
And
which is not a lot.
Well, not crew.
Well, cast, whatever.
Cast,
yeah.
But they made Jared Leto he was a woman. He dressed as a woman, so it was a lot of makeup.
Yeah, and Jennifer Garner also,
yep.
obviously was a woman, so she probably had a lot of makeup as well.
And Matthew McConaughey had longer hair or whatever. They only had a $500 budget. I think it was $500.
I thought it was less, but
it might
maybe
have been
I'm wrong.
less. It might have been like $250.
I thought it was $250 is what I remember you saying, but I could be wrong, or we could be wrong.
Because
I think it was around
they still
there.
won
an Oscar for makeup,
Oscar for,
and it was like very minimal. That's the main point. But which is impressive, like I said, for doing that much, with those type of
and the
talent.
movie was good. Like, the premise of it basically is Matthew McConaughey is a straight man,
right,
who contracts HIV, and this was like back in the 80s. It was set in the 80s, so back then it was known as like a gay man's disease.
Right.
They were like straight people don't get AIDS, or HIV. So he was kind of portrayed as a homophobe.
And a ladies' man type of guy.
But there was also speculation that the real guy wasn't as
exaggerated.
He might have been a little bit of a homophobe because a lot of people were back then, but he wasn't as derogatory as like he was in the movie. But they had to make it good, It was $250. $250 makeup budget.
Yeah, so like I said, it's not a lot, obviously.
They said Jared Leto stayed in character the whole time.
Yeah, he said he went grocery shopping or something.
Shopping just as a woman.
Yeah. That's impressive, though. I said I like Jared Leto, too. I think he's a great actor.
Yeah, but anyway, the movie was really good. Then once he came to terms with it, they told him he was going to be dead in 30 days. He died 6 years later or something.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, they show him in the movie going to different outsourcing in the different countries and stuff.
He's
and
going to Mexico and buying drugs.
And China or Japan, one or the other.
Too, they were doing these studies for AZT.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
and
true.
it was killing people. Mm-hmm. And they then they didn't want to release the studies. Other countries were doing studies saying that AZT was toxic. It can't be used alone to treat HIV.
It has to be used with something else.
Things. Low doses of that and other doses of other things. And he went to Mexico and got this cocktail basically of not all of it was it was protein. Mm-hmm. Some of it was just
other assisted
vitamins and stuff. And then he looked a lot better. And then he started selling it to people in the U.S. And obviously now, there's no cure, obviously, but what they give people now is a cocktail of probably
of everything.
Yeah, it's not just
just one street
one
thing.
pill. It's a mix of.
Which I know the movie's actually been out for a while. I think it was 2015 or something, or maybe even longer.
Yeah, I didn't.
But it's the first time I ever watched it. I thought it was really, really good, and I like Matthew McConaughey. He's also great. Yeah. So, what else do we have? Oh, about people that I asked to be on the podcast. I asked my one buddy who was I kind of live a boring life, but he actually he doesn't. He's actually pretty successful and is really smart. And he was kind of well, I don't know if I should be on there because I'm kind of boring. And I was like, that's exactly why you should be on there because you have a lot of information that a lot of younger people might not know or understand. And like I said, just because you're settled and mature about stuff doesn't mean that you're boring. Just means that you have a lot to contribute really, and it's underrated. But just a little side note.
Well, people here's what I think is, you never know what somebody's perception of you is.
Right. Well, it's different for everyone else too.
I'll tell you this right now. Probably a year ago, I would never have posted a video on Facebook. I literally took 2 videos today. I did a live video talking about my Color Street stuff, and then I did another one of a tutorial. I barely have makeup on. I was sweating my ass off. I'm you know what? I don't care.
Right.
I really don't care. Who cares? But a year ago, I never would have done a live video, and I'm just oh, whatever. Now everyone's oh, I watched your video, like,
right.
thank
You
you.
don't
You know,
know
and
your
I'm just like,
impact
if I'm going to
sometimes.
sell it, I want to show the video. I don't want to be like, yeah, just look up YouTube tutorials on how to do
Right.
it. Like, I'm going to be like, no, this is how
Oh my God.
I do what?
This just reminded me of your thing the other day. Well, remember the one video we watched of that chick that was trying to explain it, and she was like reading off the thing, and she was like awful.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like literally one of the worst training videos I've ever watched in my
Yeah.
life.
Well, they were like definitely reading things, and it was obvious.
It was bad.
But I'm basically just saying, like, here, this is how you put it on.
Right.
And now, actually, somebody else, because I was like, if you have any other questions, like, let me know. And a couple people have asked me about resealing it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna actually do another video
On how to do it.
on how to actually, like, how I seal the packages.
Yeah, which is great though. Yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
it's good information that people can actually use. So,
Right.
no, but I think it's good. You know that you get, you know, that your confidence is there and that you're doing that type of stuff. You know, a lot of people post nonsense all the time on videos, myself included.
I mean, I figure, like, you
So-
make me do this crap every week. I'm on video once a week doing
Yeah.
this stuff. I'm like, I
Right.
think I could show somebody how to put a nail on.
Yeah, exactly.
You
So
know?
yeah, but like I said, it's
Especially
good. It's a
'cause,
good,
like,
you know.
People don't like to do these, like, hands-on parties anymore. Like, I
Right.
could do parties for people. Most people are going to want Facebook things.
Right.
Not, like, I had a party here because I was like, yeah, I'll have people come over. It's, like, a good excuse to, like, have snacks
Yeah,
or
just get
whatever.
people together.
But maybe
Yeah.
not everyone wants to do that if they have kids or, like, with all this, like, COVID stuff going on. So it's, like, not easy for me to show you in person.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, I think, too, people are just like, no, I'm not going to do that. It's stupid. I don't want people to, like, I'm just like, I don't even care anymore.
Right. Well, I mean, here's the way I look at it too. Like even us with like this, like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. Or if you
Always
do,
delete it.
yeah. Or if you do, like, you'll at
Yeah.
least have something to contribute. Or like I said, worst case scenario, we're good background noise, man. Like if you're vacuuming the house or doing something, just leave us on in the background. Doesn't matter. You know, like I'm
Right.
here to just have fun, and if people, you know, get something out of it, great. And if not, we appreciate you anyway. So, but like I said, you're not gonna have that feedback though if you don't do it.
Right.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I always say it's always better to just do it.
And
Do
I'm
whatever you
trying to
think.
get
Try
things,
it.
like,
You
to
know.
engage people, so I don't want
Right.
people like to not be engaged. Like, if you want to see something, like, tell me.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Right. Let me know what I could do better, or
Yeah.
what you need to hear, or
And
what
I'm
you're
not gonna
interested
post
in.
like a 40. I hate the people. Like, I hate. There's nothing I hate more than, like, when I'm looking up a recipe or something online and I gotta read a fucking 3-page blog
Yeah,
just to
right.
get to the thing. I'm like, just tell me. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not going through, like, this whole thing, like, what I did today. I'm like, nope, here's what I'm doing. And I even, like, when I did the video, it was like 5 minutes long because I was given, like, some tips, but I
That's
didn't do
very
my
specific.
whole. I didn't do my whole nails.
Right.
Like, I'm like, all right, I did 2 nails. That's
Right,
it. I'm not
right.
doing my whole. I'm not sitting here on video doing my
Right.
whole nail. You know what I mean? It's just stupid.
Well, it's
So-
like work emails. Like, don't tell me the story. Tell me what I need. You can usually
Yeah.
do it in like a sentence. Like, I need this.
Mhm.
Instead of being like, oh, blah, blah, this, that, and then, oh, by the way, it's like no one gives a shit. Just tell me exactly what you need and put a period and let's be done.
Yeah.
Like, why are we wasting all this time? But same thing with the internet. Like, just
Yeah.
say what you gotta say, be done with it. You know?
Right.
Oh, that's just my thought. Let's see. Oh, 11 Pro shout out. This video is recorded on an 11 Pro.
iPhone 11 Pro.
Yep.
New work phone there. I probably shouldn't be saying that, but
But yeah, so like I said, if you're interested or if you're like, what do they use to record? 11 Pro now.
So,
anyway, as of this week, it's the
today
newest
this is the first
acquirement.
video.
Yeah.
Yes, we're using. Everyone else. So the first few were shot on an S10, a Galaxy S10 Plus,
Yep.
and then we switched to the iPhone 10s Max, and now we have the 11 Pro, which takes really nice videos, and it's 4K. So
Yeah, it's
It
4K
should look
and there's like
pretty good.
3 lenses plus lighting, right?
yeah,
Is that what it is?
yep.
So
I mean, not all 3 lenses are engaged right now.
right now, I'm
That's
sure they're
only
not.
some
but-
of them are only for Zoom.
it's for-
and,
yeah, Zoom and
other features like that, wide
qualities.
angle lenses and stuff. But
nonetheless, and then Bill Burr, Joe Rogan discussed their contracts and not giving away what you own in something recently that I
Okay.
saw, where basically it doesn't really apply to probably the general public, I wouldn't say, but just like little tidbits, like if you're like an independent contractor or like, you know, if you do something really well, whatever it is, you know, music, whatever industry you're in, and then someone tries to like take that from you, they'll try to like buy you out with like a contract. So just make sure that you don't lose like your material and who you are in that contract. You know, like don't lose your name,
Right.
don't lose your mottos, like don't lose your material, how you build everything. Because other than that, that's usually what corporations do is they'll come in and they'll like tell you, we're going to take this from you and we'll give you this amount for it. But then after that, like you're out, like that's it. So Bill Burr and Joe Rogan were just elaborating on that as far as like sometimes like younger people or, you know, people who are unaware will lose themselves to the industry because of that reason. Like, you know, if you're in the music industry, comedy, same thing, you own your own stuff. And a lot of times corporations will try to take that from you because they see a money-making opportunity. but then you're left with nothing, So even like Taylor Swift, people like that have had the same problem.
Yeah.
So,
people
just
trying to,
yeah. So in life, just own your own stuff. You might not make, he was talking an example about this band that no one really quite heard a lot about, but they were kind of on the spectrum of almost being famous. And the band member said that, if I own 20,000 tickets, 100%, then whatever that kickback is, I'll get 100% of that kickback. Whereas if a corporation comes in and they give you 3% of whatever you make, and it's
2 million tickets,
it's still less. Like it's always less. So like I said, just keep that in mind. Moving forward, just in case that opportunity presents, whatever. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Fun fact: we did get to. Well, I got to. Unfortunately, Riss couldn't make it because she was trying to help her dad at the time. Right? Wasn't the Hamlets thing?
Yes. Yeah.
So 7 Hamlets Brewing Company in Westmoreland I got to go to with friends of mine this past weekend, and Riss was supposed to go but couldn't make it. But it was really, really good. They had about 6 to 8 beers that I could remember that were on the wall, and they had like sours, which I really like.
We'll go there again soon.
And they have good wine selection as well. So I got to see some people that
They have a good food truck there, right?
And they have a food truck that they have like burgers that I saw and like a taco salad that I saw, and it looked really, really great.
I believe like the food truck owner.
They're brothers or something, I think. They're affiliated, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, so it's really nice on the inside. It's got a high ceiling. Like I definitely would go there. They have a lot of picnic tables, so there's plenty of room in there, in the inside and out. So definitely check it out, though. Like I said, it's in Westmoreland, recently opened, very awesome place. I like it a lot. Yeah, we can go this week sometime. We'll have to go again. I'll go. Like I said, I like it. Bring those people again. Yeah, because they like it too. Oh, and then this thing, I won't be able to post the video, obviously. But there's a video of 2 women that got hit in Seattle a couple days ago, and it was pretty gruesome. I guess it was allegedly was protesters, but there was this car, looked like a Nissan Maxima white. So if you're looking for the video, that'd be what to look for. But it's zooming in probably like about like 50 miles an hour or so, and it just like hits these 2 people like straight on, like smacks them. Yeah, and it's loud. Like it's not, like I said, for fan of heart, so don't watch it.
Did they die?
I don't know. I didn't get the follow-up. This was Sunday because I was at work, and I don't know. Someone at work showed me, and I was like,
it to me,
and I was like, Jesus, like what the hell? But it's just, it's kind of a crazy world out there. So I know that like we're pretty good here in Utica, in this area. I mean, for the most part, there's actually some racial stuff that happened 2 weeks ago with a guy yelling out of his car at a younger woman. So so I mean, granted, there's still some of that stuff that's obviously not the way to do it, but we're generally, I think, pretty okay, like as a community, though. We're supportive, and we're there for each other, I'd like to think. But in the bigger cities, it's a little bit more heated, obviously. So just at least just kind of be aware of it, just know what's going on. That's all. It's little stuff that can help everybody if you're kind of at least aware of it and on the spectrum of what's going on. And then I just had underrated, overrated, unless you had something else.
The only other thing I have that Charlie Daniels died.
Oh, yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, Devil went down to Georgia. Gone. Over.
Sad day.
I was just saying, is there anybody else that passed away recently?
There was another guy. His name was
I feel like there was somebody else.
Cordero.
Okay, I don't know that one.
So he was like a Broadway star.
Oh, that's right. I did hear about that.
Yeah, and I don't even know really who he is. Like I didn't hear about him until he like went into the hospital for, they kept saying coronavirus complications. Mm-hmm. And I've been like following the story because it's just like so interesting to me. Yeah. Like, I mean, sad.
So what happened? Was it like
apparently so he is like healthy, skinny, like not overweight, no underlying health conditions. His wife is a fitness instructor. They have a 1-year-old baby. Okay. Yeah. He's been in the hospital for 91 or 96 days.
Oh. So
he went in March with pneumonia, and he was having difficulty breathing. So they were like, "You have pneumonia. We're gonna put you in ICU." Then they were like, we're going to, he called his wife and was like, "I'm going to be on a ventilator. I don't know when I'm going to talk to you again." They want to, need help breathing. And they gave him 2 coronavirus tests, COVID tests, and he tested negative both times.
Huh.
Then the doctors were, convinced he had it. So they gave him another test, and then he tested positive. But then, a few weeks later, after he was getting worse, he tested negative for COVID. But then, the complications that he had were, his lungs were getting worse. He kept getting lung infections. Then, his, he wasn't getting, circulation. His circulation was very poor. And then they had to amputate his leg. Then he had, 2 mini strokes. Then the doctors were saying, his lungs are totally damaged. They've got holes in them. They think, it was,
that's bananas.
It was you were a smoker. So the whole time they're saying coronavirus complications. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not a freaking doctor, but he had 4 tests, only 1 was positive.
Yeah.
And it was like in the middle. So I'm like, was that like a false positive, or were the other ones false negatives? Or
Well, and that's the thing, but that seems like all real extreme stuff that happened really
like
quick.
Totally,
also.
within the last
90
3
some
months,
days,
basically.
Yeah. And that's like.
And he had no underlying. Like, how does a 41-year-old person go from like
Perfectly healthy
playing with
to
their
like
1-year-old baby, like doing Broadway shows,
Yeah.
to like losing a leg, having 2 strokes, having holes in their lungs, like.
Yeah, it's weird.
She was told like multiple times, I guess, that to say goodbye, and he wasn't going to make it, but he kept fighting, and then he lost 65 pounds. They said his muscles were all like atrophied.
Yeah, just shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
And like she even said it after, because like she was getting criticized for still working and stuff, and she's like, "Well, I have to. Like, what am I going to do?
Just go
she
home
goes,
and go
even
crazy?
if he recovers,
Yeah.
she's like, he's not going to be able to work for a very long time, if ever again.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, that's
so
crazy.
there was like this whole thing, and I just feel like it's just crazy to me.
It
like,
just doesn't like connect the dots.
Yeah.
You know.
I feel like it's. I don't know.
Well, it's not in my mind. Maybe I'm just like an idiot.
No, it doesn't.
Very well too, but
it's very weird. And
as far as like medically, it just doesn't seem very timeline.
Especially because like he didn't go in for like COVID, and then he tested 2 negative
Well, what did he
tests.
go in for originally?
Pneumonia.
Did it say just pneumonia?
Which a lot of people went in for pneumonia and had COVID, so
Right.
they say. But
yeah,
he had 2 tests in a row that were negative, then 1 positive, then a negative 1, and he was testing negative for months. So, but he was still having all these complications. So they kept saying coronavirus complications because he had 1 positive test. But I'm like, well, maybe he got the freaking coronavirus from the hospital.
Yeah, no, that could be too. If it's like in the area,
he was in the
stuff.
hospital for a week or 2 before.
And someone
he
like nurses or doctor or somebody
he was
had
already
it.
immune, you know. But I mean, the whole thing is like weird to me that it would do that to like a completely healthy person.
Yeah, well, that doesn't really make sense.
And there's like 9-year-olds recovering from it.
Right.
So
that's why I don't know what this whole. I don't know. The disease seems like fake. I don't know. Like it seems like it's like targeted or something.
Think that the media
well, not fake, but
too much
like that.
All the negative.
Like that's such an extreme thing to happen, though.
Like that thing too. He could have had a false positive test. He could not even have had that damn virus. You don't really. How do you know?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know how you know for
apparently
sure.
the tests are only 45% accurate.
Right.
That's not really a great number.
No. I don't know. That's the thing. It's just weird. Like there's just weird shit happening right now.
Yeah.
And one of the other things is we just actually had the wedding cancel, which sucks. I actually had back-to-back weddings in September, and one of them just got canceled. So
a lot of people like already. I knew that were having weddings prior to that canceled.
Yeah, canceled anyway.
I mean, I wasn't invited to any, but it just sucks. I mean, people have people traveling from out of town. They don't want to risk it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are involved, that want to go too. So
right,
got to kind of be considerate as well. Tough stuff. It's my day, but it's not. It's about everybody else too. So it's tough. Now that brings us to underrated, overrated. So I have 4th of July ones because it was for 4th of July. It was supposed to be, but we missed. Whatever. Here we are. Okay. So number 1 would
people
be...
are still blowing off fireworks, so we could still be doing a theme.
Oh my god. Number 1 being fireworks. Underrated, overrated.
Oh, fireworks?
Yeah.
Overrated.
Yeah, at this point in the game, we've been doing it for like a month now. That's
well, not
okay,
only that, but I feel like
done.
people have fireworks for like every occasion.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, there's fireworks. I'm getting married. I'm going to have fireworks.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, a big event, like, they do fireworks at the Boilermaker sometimes, I feel like.
Like
or
at the end and
before,
stuff.
The Boilermaker
well, they have the
Expo,
planes that fly over and
the
stuff, too,
Boilermaker
which are
Expo,
sweet.
though, has
yeah.
fireworks.
Right.
I just feel like
it's cool if you have kids, but...
Yeah, I mean, like,
I don't have kids.
Like, you have sparklers, I mean, it's cool, but...
Yeah.
I just think that if you only saw... It's like turkey. Like, we only eat turkey on Thanksgiving.
Right, yeah.
So you only have, like, Thanksgiving dinner once a year. Unless you really want to buy a turkey and make it. So it's like, you look forward to it.
Right, yeah. Not true.
It's like,
abused.
I don't look forward to fireworks because we see them for everything. And, like, the people doing them has just been ridiculous, so...
Yeah. Well, we actually came, like I said, we had a party for July 4th. We actually came home, and then we saw more fireworks out the front of the house.
Oh, my God, it was
afterwards,
insane.
they're just launching all over the city, yeah. So, just kind of funny, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll skip that one. I put party. I guess 4th of July party, but we already talked about that. So, Old Navy $5 flag T-shirts.
Underrated.
Yeah, I had 2 of them bitches on Saturday.
Those are just a classic, man.
I brought one just in case I sweated through the other one.
Yeah, if you don't.
And then I still had another shirt just in case.
If you don't have a 4th of July or a Old Navy shirt, or at least once in your life,
Yeah, for $5, I was like, whatever. I'll buy 2 of them, and like I said, it's perfect for the day. It's gonna be hot out.
Well, they've definitely stepped up their game too.
Yeah, no, they're nice.
They were just like ugly t-shirts.
Well, they had tank
thick
top
t-shirts.
too.
Now they have like nice ones. Like
yeah,
they have like
super
fitted
comfortable
t-shirts. They have loose tank tops, fitted tank tops. Like they've got it all. So
yeah, they were my American flag shoes.
Your whole family can.
Yeah, everyone can enjoy for $20. There you go. Cookouts. Obviously, I guess it's all relative, but
I guess accurately rated.
Yeah. We had one on Sunday after. That was awesome. Just me and Alina. Yeah.
Just chilling.
That was a good time. Poolside. I was just dying that day. I was just like, just going to lay here and pass out.
I think like just cookouts in general maybe are even underrated. Like as far as like cooking stuff on the grill.
Yeah.
Like just
like zucchini.
We put zucchini. We put like asparagus on foil. But like on the grill. I mean, we do bacon on the grill. Like things on the grill are...
bomb.
Yeah. Underrated.
Yeah. Nah, for sure. Lastly, campfires. I guess that was a thing. We didn't really get to go to any, but like July 4th.
I don't know. It depends. I don't know if it's just a July 4th thing. I think that they're accurately rated, but it depends. Yeah. I mean, I like campfires. I like sitting around it, but then I hate smelling after.
Yeah, it's true. It gets in your clothes.
Yeah, it gets like in my hair, and then it's like, I don't wash my hair every day. So if I'm at a campfire and I gotta wash my hair because it smells like...
Right, smoke.
That's all I smell, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. Plus, I used to be big into like s'mores too, but now I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I have one a summer, I'm good.
Yeah, sure.
Like one a summer.
Yeah,
which I actually haven't had one yet.
Well, we had what are the ones that you do? The Reese's ones, right? They're pretty banging.
Reese's peanut butter cups.
But I'll have to do like a caramel one.
I brought
that'd be fire. Like Carmelo.
S'mores to Alina's party. And didn't even have one.
Yeah, that's true.
Other people did, but I didn't even have one. I didn't have one at your sister's that one night where they were doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
I haven't had.
It's more of a kid thing, I think.
Oh, like I do want like one, but I'm not gonna go buy a bunch of stuff. Like,
right.
I just want to be like at one and be like, yeah, I'll have one. That's
right,
it.
And then done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Preferably not one I bought.
Right. Carmelo, those would be good.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, the Carmelos would be banging
or like
on there.
the Mallow cups that have that are like Reese's cups that they have the marshmallows in them.
Yep.
That's stuff you have to buy.
Yeah.
I think that concludes our...
All right, we're done. 41 minutes in.
We got to get Chase out for a walk.
Yeah,
so.
Chase is getting pissed. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Like I said, appreciate you sticking with us through our week layoff that we had. I hope everybody stayed safe out there for Independence Day. I know, like, it really has been only a week. Yeah. It seemed like forever, though.
It did.
For me, because usually I'm like hammering through every week. I'm like editing, posting. So
sometimes you need a break. At least in the summer, anyway. We've just got a lot going on.
A lot of stuff. A lot of things. But all right, guys, thanks for listening. Have a good week. Stay safe.
Bye.